Rachel Zegler gets furious with blacklistings from Hollywood. Haven't heard about that. She takes action after Disney and studios. Oh, this is gonna be fun.
Now, I think that we could all pretty much safely agree over the fact that Bob Iger is definitely the worst CEO of all time and has been having a very rough year throughout all of 2023, from the Disney stock to the Disney parks and the merchandise issues, and let's not forget about the endless box office failure.
I mean, isn't he also the guy people praised as the savior of Disney, the savior of Star Wars? Or was that the other Bob? Bob Chapek. I don't remember. Both of them are equally not good at saving anything.
And the last one most likely being the Marvels. This is Mike Zero. Subscribe if you're new and like this video to see future updates. I'm also on Twitter at Mike01. I thank you all so very much for the great and kind support. And it's not going to end with this year. They also have a lot of problems looming for 2024 with Snow White, the live-action remake. Now,
Snow White is currently, pretty much without a doubt, considered the biggest disaster of the next year without... You know, we just know it's gonna happen. You just know that this is gonna be real bad.
The thing about actress Rachel Zegler is that we know that she has caused Disney endless amounts of issues on their hand, and everything related to their overall image or whatever was left of it that was completely...
Well, I don't know about what's left of it, but yeah, she was a PR disaster. The first moment that she opened up her mouth, man, she destroyed everything. She should be not allowed to touch anything. They should give her gloves at all times so she just doesn't destroy the world at this rate. Oh, it's just painful. Well, Disney is painful in general nowadays, and you know, everything that they touch is already kind of crumbling. So, is she actually gonna make it worse? Well, yes, technically, PR-wise, but in reality, not really. Not really. She's just a symptom of the widespread disease.
Tarnished by Rachel Zegler based on a handful of things that she did say to the correspondence well over a year ago that went viral recently that really stirred things up for Disney. Now, one thing about Rachel Zegler is that we know that the whole...
Yo, can we see anything other than her smug face? I'm kind of getting tilted.
Blacklisting situation and the whole Hollywood ditching her from multiple studios. This, of course, included those like Universal, WB, and a whole lot more on top of that. We already covered that multiple times about what's been...
I haven't heard that. I haven't heard people actually talk about this. As always, where is this coming from? Why would Hollywood ever just randomly, seemingly, you know, blacklist one of their own? Where is the logic in that? Where is the sense in that? She's not the first one that destroys a movie. Look at Amber Heard. She destroyed Aquaman. She tried to destroy Johnny Depp. Then we all know that what was happening, and everyone now understands who is in the wrong and who is in the right in that thing. And look at that. Johnny Depp still has so many issues. Amber Heard, on the other hand, no. We need to keep her on Aquaman too. We're gonna cut her time, but we need to keep her. No problems at all. So why would Rachel Zegler be special? In the idea that Hollywood just decides that no, she's no longer one of us anymore. She's one of them.
Going on with that. However, what's even all the more unveiling has a lot to do with Zegler's overall approach to the blacklisting situation and exactly what's going on behind closed doors, and why the drama has been so large that it has been really spreading throughout all of Hollywood behind the scenes. So let's dive right into the specifics here, shall we? Now, with actress Rachel Zegler currently dealing with the fallout from Disney, one major development has to do with Zegler herself. Now, a crucial update surrounding Zegler is that she is planning to create a big strategy in order to reverse her blacklisting from Hollywood. She is reportedly so infuriated with her restrictions from multiple studios that her agent and manager and the entire Zegler team will be grouping together with other contacts of other major Hollywood studios in an attempt to actually reason with studios like Universal, Warner Brothers, and even Disney.
Why? Why would her agent coming together with other people who like her? Why would this? If she's blacklisted, why would any of these companies care to give her the time? Okay, why would they care to talk to her agent? Why? I don't see any reason in any of this.
Disney in order to provide the roles that she lost to become reinstated. And though there is little to no hope of reversing Zegler's blacklisting, these attempts are being made by Zegler and her team are also branching out to actors that have become great friends with Zegler. This is described to be, of course, those like actress Jennifer Lawrence and even Peter Dinklage.
Jennifer Lawrence, where have I heard that name before?
Who also holds
Oh, Jennifer Lawrence! Hunger Games, right? Hunger Games, Jennifer Lawrence. Let me actually just Google that. Jennifer Lawrence? Yep, Hunger Games. Hunger Games. She's from Hunger Games. And after that, she hasn't done anything useful. Ho ho ho, yeah. Ooh, man, we're talking about an A-list celebrity support right here. Ooh, man, that's scary.
Tax over at Disney.
Bruh, considering how little job Jennifer Lawrence can get because no one likes her as an actress, the only good thing about her is that she does have a pretty sweet body, let's be real here. But other than that, it's absolutely nothing. Okay, so, two rotten stinky apples coming together and combining don't make one good apple.
This drama is so large that it has been rattling throughout all of Hollywood behind the scenes, and that certain actors will be using their very own agents and managers to reason with said studios that blacklisted Zegler. Now, here's the thing that I can take away from this, guys, before I get to the next big part of this our overall development, is that
I love these crazy speculations. They're fun, at least.
You could see that Zegler is not taking this well, and that she feels so high up in status that she can't really grasp with reality of the situation, that studios just do not want anything to do with actors or actresses that are just nothing more than box office poison. You know, we know that Amber Heard isn't...
Are we sure about that, Chief? Are we really, really sure about that one? I mean, look at everything that's happening in Star Wars currently. Look at Indiana Jones and that woman. Are we sure about that? You know, are we really gonna put stock into that idea?
In a very similar scenario right now. We'll be covering more about that, by the way. There's a lot to discuss about her as of late, but she's right up there with Amber Heard. You know, not necessarily on the same tier of what Amber Heard did, but definitely on the same tier of how there are so many Hollywood studios that want nothing to do with both of those actresses. Now, look, I think that Amber Heard is very much insufferable.
They didn't even remove Amber Heard from the movie. They did cut her time, but they didn't even remove it from the movie. Bruh. Oh, Jason, and then there was like, oh, Jason Momoa dressed like Johnny Depp to spite Amber. What do you mean dressed like Johnny Depp? Also, I don't give a single rat's ass about someone like Jason Momoa. He can go to the Epstein Island, no, Epstein Circle in water more if he wants to. I don't care too much.
But I think that Rachel Zegler is on a very, you know, near similar level there, because the fact that she has to go through grouping together a team, her agent, her manager, and other members of her team, and how...
By the way, I don't know this, but aren't Hollywood agents also pretty much the same as managers in Hollywood? Isn't that the same person probably in reality?
A lot of actors like Jennifer Lawrence and Peter Dinklage are joining in on all of this.
Peter Dinklage? The guy who was... Are you kidding me? The guy who was pissed that he wasn't able to be a dwarf because Snow White is so inclusive it excludes dwarfs? Yeah, that sounds believable.
And managers to kind of create an attempt to reinstate some of Zegler's roles is just ludicrous, and it just goes to show you how crazy people in the Hollywood bubble can really become. Now, look, we already discussed how this most likely is not going to get resolved. Zegler most likely will not get her roles reinstated, but they are at least going to try. And at the end of the day, given that everything that is happening with the SAG strike and everything happening with that, it just goes to show you how desperate they really are.
The strike's over. No, this is 3 days old. I thought this video was 3 days old. Isn't the strike already over?
Specifically, Zegler and her team really are, to get things back to the way that they were weeks and weeks ago, right? And that's why I feel that this is not going to change, because Hollywood wants little to nothing to do with insufferable actresses anymore, because it's nothing more than a bad business opportunity.
Yeah, I'm sure the people who all think the exact same way, represent the exact same things, values, ideas, and concepts, are gonna suddenly decide, yeah, you know what, that person who is exactly the same as us, thinks in the exact same way, and is for the exact same things, yeah, that person is a problem. Yeah, I'm sure they're gonna come to that conclusion. No absolute doubt.
Opportunity or business move, because you lose revenue, you lose ticket sales, and that's that. So
Hollywood has been losing revenue in every. Look at DC, look at Marvel, look at Disney. They have lost $2 billion currently with their shitty decision makings over the past 2 years or something like that. And look at what they're doing. They're still going strong. Everyone is the same there. They're incapable of seeing the mistakes that they do, because they don't see a mistake. They all think that you are the one who's being stupid, ignorant, and, well, any other word that you want to honestly throw in there, about the fact that you don't like what they are producing and making. It's your fault you think it's bad, not theirs.
So, moving onwards here, this is where matters get even worse for the entire situation, is that as they feel it was completely wrong and unethical to fire Zegler from a series of roles based on a few comments that she made to correspondents about Snow White and more. Actors like Peter Dinklage and Jennifer Lawrence are also preparing to make a wild and open statement about Hollywood and their feelings about Rachel Zegler and just the entire new era of Hollywood. Zegler reportedly cannot grasp why she was let go from so many studios, and that this is why an entire team is forming to combat.
That honestly does sound right. That does sound legit, though, that she can't grasp why that happened, why people don't like her.
Against some of those Hollywood studios. Zegler is also preparing to make a significant statement to the general public once the SAG strike comes to a close and ends about how unfair Hollywood has become. This is a plan being created by herself, her agent, and manager to set the record straight and to get the word out there to let the public decide. Zegler is also already reportedly teaming up with Howard Stern.
What do you mean, let the public decide? What do you mean, let the public decide? Why do you think that we're gonna just magically change our opinions? Because Miss Entitlement wants more money, wants to be more famous, and wants to be more a millionaire? Why would we ever change our opinions just because she wants us to? Man, these videos make so little sense. It's honestly insanely good.
To make her voice heard on the Howard Stern show about the drama. However, the AFTRA strike would have to end in order to begin that process officially. Now, look, guys.
It did end, right?
The fact that she and her team are running to Howard Stern to set the record straight and to get this drama out there to the general public, I think is extremely desperate. You know, say what you will about Howard Stern, love or hate the guy. I think that's a very bad move, and the fact that she can't really take criticism, she can't take Hollywood's decision to exclude her from some of the roles that we had discussed before, yesterday and the day before, about how she was in the talks with Universal. This was pretty much a locked-in role that she had obtained for Fast and Furious 11 and 12, the Super Mario Bros. Movie sequel, and as far as Warner Brothers, she was supposed to get roles in...
That sounds like a bunch of flies. Now, Did she apply for those roles? Probably. But did also 50 different other actors than her apply for those roles? Probably even more, yes. And they're hot. And let's face it, the irony of Snow White is the fact that Snow White's kind of okay in most movies, especially except live adaptations. But in live adaptations, Snow White is always worse looking than the evil queen. Like, bruh, what does Gal Gadot have to fear from this creature feature right here? Yeah, I'm gonna go on a limb and say not much. Really, really not much, probably.
Other movies, such as more connections after the Hunger Games prequel, all of which have now come to a complete halt.
Hunger Games
now,
prequel?
We know that this is typical behavior of an egotistical person, right? This is very similar to Phoebe Waller-Bridge, Brie Larson, Peter Dinklage, and many others out there.
Okay, 2 out of 3 of them actually have absolutely no repercussions, no bad things happening to them, and are literally just constantly and constantly rewarded with new, bigger, better roles. If that's the... So why does she have to fear if she's gonna be treated as badly as them? Those two are absolutely slaying and winning without question. Like, come on.
As well. You know, I think that even Jimmy Kimmel can join the list of the insufferables at this point. And we know that there's a lot of problems within Hollywood right now. It's a very flawed way of thinking, and it is a way of thinking. I like to call it the Hollywood bubble, or the Hollywood sphere, as many like to call it as well. They all think in almost a universal pattern. And this is exactly why I feel that the latest examples for, you know, the fact that we have people like Zegler making this movement to reverse the, you know, restrictions that were made by Hollywood, I think are just ludicrous and just goes to show you how crazy they really are. So,
by the way, is there a single ounce of news or truth to the fact that Hollywood is blacklisting her for some reason? I haven't heard. Maybe there is maybe there's whispers. I don't know, but I haven't heard about this because obviously blacklistings are not public knowledge.
Anyway, guys, drop a comment below. Fill me in below in the comments what you all have to say about this. And if you guys...
I guess that's pretty much it for it. Anyway, that was our wonderful poetic hero, Mike Zero. Man, I love it. He just makes the craziest shit up. You gotta love it. It's great. Say what you will, the guy has a great imagination. Amber Heard blacklisted from Hollywood. Woo! Woo! Ah, I see this works. Anyway, this was Quizzer Said So. Thanks for watching. Subscribe if you haven't already. Have a nice day. Bye-bye.